Wrong one. Good morning. Can everyone hear me? I am doing what I always do, cleaning my desk while I'm waiting. Good morning. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, man. Tomorrow's Friday. I want to have a lot to do today, but I can't. I have people coming to repair um the foundation of our sliding glass back door window is off. So they're coming in to do like measurements and I don't know, something else. So I'm waiting for Kendall to come home because they're going to be here at 12. And then I have to stay with Loki because Loki's 1 years old. When people come in, he immediately wants to do what dogs do, greet you, sniff you, whatever. But people are intimidated by him because he is a big black puppy. He's a Cane Corso and Great Dane mix. Last time we took him to the vet for his last set of shots, I think it was like 6 weeks ago, he was like 150 something pounds. The vet's like, he's not done filling out because he looks really skinny, but he weighs a whole bunch. It's he has like the Cane Corso like top half, but then then he has like a like Great Dane bottom. Ooh, I like book recommendations. um so I have to what we have to do is when we have like anyone coming working in the house, like AC, heater, or whatever, both of us have to be home and one of us has to be upstairs in our bedroom with him to kind of like soothe him because he wants to know who's in his house. That's like a dog's natural reaction. So, and then I also have to I'm calling today. I've trained, okay, so I'm like weirdly freakishly good with dogs. Like all my dogs know how to like sit on command, lay, play dead. If you do like two gun fingers, they play dead. If you go like choo choo, they know how to do that. Um, give give right paw, give left paw. Um, stay. Like I could put a treat in front of him and I could walk away all the way upstairs. And as long as I say stay, he won't grab it. Like he'll be quivering because he wants the treat, but they could do it. But I really want to train him to be a rescue dog. There's little kids that go missing in the forces of Maryland all the time, and he has to go through all this special training. And because he's so young still, he can do this, and he has the best nose ever. He finds like everything. So there's going to be training starting with him next month. But I think I'm going to let Kendall do that one because to be honest with you, when I walk him, he walks really well, but if he sees a squirrel, I'm flying with him. He weighs so much. Um, I wasn't prepared for that. I've had mastiffs before, but they've never been more than like 130. So I have people coming to the house today. I'm done with my tester from yesterday. However, the top stitching looks horrendous, so I'm going to unpick that when I get off here and then redo that because I do not like the way it looks. I worked with wax canvas, so it's a little bit more forgiving than vinyl. So I'm gonna do that when after the people come to my house. And good morning. After the people come to my house and evaluate the sliding glass back door, I'm going to work on. I have an order for a Hobbit Erica Bowler bag, so I'm going to work on that. Probably I'm going to cut that out. I might live stream after that, after I cut it out and just put it together because I I don't have an Erica Bowler tutorial, which is weird because like I have a lot of Ora Rosa stuff, but I don't have that one. That is my best seller last year and so far this year. Um, yeah, like people love that bag. It's a perfect size. It's not too big, but it showcases really nice fabric. So I'll be cutting out my the Hobbit one, and then I have tags that people love from Lauren um that has like Lord of the Ring ones. Yeah, it's a really good bag. I'm telling you, you will. I'm cleaning up my space while I'm talking to you guys. You guys like it's a fun pattern. It's not too much to put together. There's not so many pieces. It like cutting it out and interfacing it is one of the fastest Ora ones, and once it's just like simple binding. That's it. It comes together really fast. I have not made it at 85%. I have questions. I might have to message Lauren or email Lauren to see if she can tell me, because I know she does it at 85% and she widens the gusset to 6. So the gusset on the Erica Bowler bag is, I think, naturally 4 or 5 inches. I want to say 5. So the zipper panel fits perfectly on it. So I don't know if you have to widen the zipper panel like a half an inch or 3/4 of an inch on both sides to accommodate the new width. Oh yeah, I know. I seen hers and it's absolutely gorgeous. I think Monica, she has a video where she did it 85%, but she has it at the regular size. I like 85%, but I'm not gonna lie to you. The people on Etsy and the people on my Instagram, they love the size of the Erica Bowler because it's not really big and it's a perfect cross body. I even had, which was, this is the most funniest thing. Go look at the Erica Bowler and look at Esperanza, right? It's Esperanza, the first, it's a backpack. They have very similar shapes. Now, Esperanza is a little bit taller, probably maybe by 1 or 2 inches, but they're very similar in shape. So I had someone that was like, I want this into a backpack. And I showed them Esperanza and they're like, no, I want the Erica Bowler. I'm like, okay. And yeah, I would have to think you would have to change the zipper panels, definitely. Um, oh, my the rulers are coming in for the project bags for So Magical. If you're part of my Patreon, I did make a message yesterday in regards to something good, like a good thing. So go over there, answer and give your size information, because I'm trying to get that order in by next week Thursday, so that way everything can transpire. Um yeah, so the rulers come in tomorrow. My this I was in, someone inspired me to make, told me to make a sticker for So Magical, so I'm doing that in the kit too. My hair looks so light. I think it's that window. I'm telling you, whenever it's blazing cold outside, it's like an optical illusion. You think it's warm because it's so bright, but then it's freezing. Um yeah, so I think that's it. So my when I'm gonna try to unpick this top stitching real quick and not like curse. You know, when we do top stitching, we're just like, so I have to unpick it. I didn't like the way it happened. I think there was a lot of stress because when my kids have a half day, they, I don't know what it is. They get in fights over the most simplest things. So between that and then my Loki decides to act, whenever the kids are there, he wants him to play. So he'll grab something of theirs, like their homework, their pencils, or whatever, so they could chase him around the house. Like he thinks it's the funniest thing. He's like sitting here wagging his tail. He doesn't do that with me. Like right now, he's upstairs. He's probably either laying on the coffee table because we have a really big coffee table, or on a sofa of some sorts, or he's laying on the top of the stairs and he's like chilled until he has to use the restroom, or he'll do. Okay, so this is the reason why I want to put him into something special, because I've had a lot of dogs, but I've never had any dogs to do this. If I'm down here and he has like a water jug that comes out like whatever, if it's empty, he'll bring it to me or bring me a bowl. Um Kindle has kind of spoiled him where he watches doggy YouTube. If he's bored and he's not doing something that he wants to do, he brings me the remote down here. He brings me things that he wants me to go give to him. And that's when it hit me. I was like, he needs to be like a service dog, like search and rescue or something, because he's really, really bright. He's really, really bright. He's like funny. But the thing is that he's like, if somebody was to break into the house, it wouldn't be Loki that bites, because he'll probably like wag his tail at the person. It would be Roxy. My Roxy. She's going to be 8 this year, and she is the feistiest puppy you've ever seen. She's all bark, but honestly, I I would be afraid that she would bite and attack, like someone that's attacking or breaking in. She doesn't like people. I trust her instincts, there's a lot of people she just doesn't like. And if she doesn't like you, she just like sits there and vibrates. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put you up in our bedroom. Okay, no. Look, Roxy okay, so Hope, when she's playing with Loki, she likes to put scarves on him, and he gets weirdly possessive of any clothing item. Like, I've never had a dog that actually liked putting clothes on him. He gets weird. Oh yeah, I know. I he loves doing he's really, really smart. Like, I don't know. Kendall wants to take him into training for different things, and he's like patient because my kids love him way too much. Like, they like to wrestle, they like to lay on top of him. He's a pillow when they're playing video games or on their tablet. He just takes everything. He's that dog that you just stick your finger in between his toes and he won't bat an eye. The vets love him because he'll take the shots and just eat the peanut butter suckers and everything they gave him and just like wag his tail. Like, he's super chill. And I know that cane corsos are known to be a little bit more aggressive. They're very known to be stubborn. And what's crazy, the other half of him, Great Danes, are known to be stubborn. Like, most people that get Great Danes have to change their lifestyle because Great Danes are massive and they know how to get into the sink and eat stuff. They know how to get on top of the stove. They're huge dogs and they know how to get versus a medium-sized dog, like they get into stuff. Ooh, I might have to look into that. I'm gonna tell Valerie. I said both of your names at once. So I was trying to do it so he can know. He's really amazing dog, and he's a cuddler, but he's also a spot stiller. You move, he'll take your spot. Oh, I mean, no. See, I wish. Like, I don't know. Like, you know how they are like, oh, your baby sleeps for like 22 hours a day. None of my kids did that. Like, if you look at the first year of life in me, you'll be like, you need to go to get a spa. You need 24 hours of sleep. No, none of my puppies do that. They all want to do something like super extra. The reason why I wanted Loki is I wanted someone to chill with me in my workroom. But because I'm in the basement, no matter if I put a dog bed or whatever, it's very rare for him to just chill down here. But you guys seen him in videos come up. He has to come and suffocate me. I guess the trainer and the vet said it's him like marking his scent. He has to put his neck on my face and just stay there. And then he's just wagging his tail. And then I'm like, okay, I can't breathe, buddy. Oh, half pit and half Great Dane. I bet that dog looks amazing. Like, that's another dog that breed that gets me upset because I really think pits are a reflection of their owners. I do understand that some dogs are born aggressive because wolves are, and that's animal nature. But pit bulls, every pit bull I've ever met, they're like the sweetest thing. We have a pit bull down 2 doors down. The dog's name is Brownie, but my whole family calls her Tiger Pitbull because she has like tiger stripes and she's kind of like the color of a tiger. She's the sweetest little baby. She's so sweet. Like, she wouldn't harm a fly. Yeah, she's super cuddly and she loves my kids. On our street we have a border collie. I forgot the last door on because there's like 10 townhouses in one row. I think the last one, I forgot that she has a rescue too that's similar to Roxy. It's like half Rockwilder and half something else. Unfortunately, in Maryland, Rockwilders are put into fight games. So they're often put to sleep. And yeah, it's a real bad thing. They're really fat. They're like pit bulls are bit number one out in Maryland, but number two is Rockwilders. Yeah, they're just love bugs. I feel like, I don't know. I think we're not worthy of dogs. Dogs love us unconditionally if we're happy, sad, mad, or angry, and they want to be by us. And I think that is an amazing thing. And I don't think we're worthy of them. They're just beautiful creatures. And I love my pups. My my family would tell you if they were all in here and you're like, who's Shanova's favorite person? In the house, they'll be like, Loki. Yay! So yeah, I'm really excited. So I'm trying to get Kendall to cut out the things, I might do a part two. So I might cut out like 20 kits on the third, because if you see that there's a live that's scheduled, and then I might do another Saturday with Kendall so he can do it. He said that he will do a waxed canvas and how to make an oil skin, 2 different videos. And he said he would show you how he created the light box situation. So right? I know I want to get a sticker that has like Loki and Roxy. I'm trying to work out with Hope. Hope is really artistic, and she has like she draws, she makes her like, I'm gonna say this wrong, and if you've watched gotchas, they're like anime characters, but look like Chiblis. So like, I don't know. She's really talented, so I'm trying to see if she could draw something. She created Beanie Boos to look like them. I know. Okay, so I will do that. So I will do that. I think cats are very majestic, and I'm secretly afraid of them. But I think cats are amazing. I just feel like their personality is what they're born with, and they're very self-sufficient. Like they're very self-sufficient, and I'm afraid of them because don't the only time I've got bitten by an animal was a cat. In all fairness, it was a tomcat, and I was like young. I was like 7, and I was trying to pet it. And that day we found out 2 things. 1, I'm allergic to a lot of cat dander. 2, I didn't know cats bite. I was 7. I didn't know any better. I just want to pet it. That's it. I want to pet it. He let my sister pet him. So, and my sister's a little bit, no, my sister's afraid of cats too. I think it's because of our dad. My dad loves different religions. Like he likes to study different things. And one day he was like doing the Egyptian one, and a lot of the Egyptian folklore say that cats are the gatekeepers of hell. Like, and so I was like, what? And when you get something stuck in your head as a kid and you grow up as an adult, it could be some kind of weird superstition now because you thought of it as a child. So, yes, my dad likes to study a lot of different things. Like my name is based off of like 2 different religions, and it means white dove. So it's very like, it's pretty cool. Just like my dad likes, he's one of those weird people. Like if you had him on here and asked him about like any kind of, he's really into different religions. Like it just something he likes reading about witchcraft, everything. Like I don't know what it is. That's his thing. Yeah. My dad's he's a pretty cool cat. He was an engineer. He's retired. He's really smart. He's really great with math. He's pretty charismatic. He has like everyone that meets him loves him. All my girlfriends in school and college or still now have like a crush on my dad. My dad is also he's Hispanic, okay? So he's very like in the 70s and the 80s and 90s. No, I want to say he experiments a lot with his hair. My dad was a person that got Jerry curls. He did stuff to throw out his hair. There's this do not get mad. Okay, there's this picture of my dad where he's coming out of the water, and I think I need to find it. We call it, me and my siblings, there's 4 of us total, call it the Jesus picture because his hair is like blonde and it's like cascading down, and he's all like really golden because he loves the sun. There's pictures just throughout my childhood. You'll be like, wait, is that your dad? Because he does a lot of stuff with his hair. So he experiments a lot, and he's just an interesting person. Yeah, charismatic. Yeah, because he worked at Texaco Oil Refinery, and if you're in California, you already know where that is. It's in San Pedro, LA area. Yeah, he's just an interesting person. My mom is too. My mom though is like funny. She's super funny. I think I got my sense of humor and my laughter from my mom. She's just like a funny person, and she's really knowledgeable about a lot of stuff, and she doesn't give herself credit for it. Like she can hold a conversation with anyone, but she's just a very humble, just tiny person. My mom is black, and she's like 5 foot nothing. She tries to say she's 5'2", and she's not. She's tiny. She wears like a size 4 and women. So she'll wear kid shoes. She's a tiny little person. Um, and then I have two brothers and a sister, and I'm the oldest. So yeah, my family's quite interesting. We have Johnny, who my is the second one after me. He is retired. He went to the army. He now is like a manager of several Dick's stores. Dick's is a sporting good place out here on the East Coast. And Calissa is a mom of two, and she does a lot of different things. She has a lot of different hobbies. And my brother, Jonathan, he's in customer service. He's a gamer. He has like, Twitch accounts, and he's like he's like a savant when it comes down to games. Like I remember when Nintendo came out, he was like 1 or 2 and he was able to beat video games. Like he's really good with technology, and I'm not. I'm not at all. Kendall's subpar, but this is how well we're not. We still don't have this printer working. So I might have to call in a favor for my brother. But I did get a really cool someone was like, "Why don't you use the library?" I didn't even think of that. Thank you, because the library is not even like 1/4 of a mile away. I never even thought about printing at the library. I've been going to like Kinko's, FedEx, Staples, and it'll be significantly cheaper to do it at that. And now I'm also going to look because somebody in a group told me yesterday that they have the 3D printing machine and like the laser printers at some libraries, and I'm wondering if our library has that. I'm going to go check that out. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I never even would have thought of that. Yes. I will like I just found out I just found out like Christina told me a year ago, but it didn't register that you can rent books through Audible, like verse audiobooks from the library. I had no clue. Because she was waiting, I was telling her to read this the seven, is it the seven husbands or seven lives of Hugo something. I'll put it in the comments. It was my favorite book to read last year because it was so realistic, and it talks about like her seven like husbands and her being in Hollywood, and then her being, yeah, library is a great resource. The main character is basically she's a celebrity that is also a minority that people did not know that she was Colombian. And then she was also bisexual, and it's part of the golden age of Hollywood when people didn't want you to do any of that. And it is such a great book. So she was waiting. She was like, "I'm waiting for the library to allow me to rent the Audible," and I'm like, "What?" Didn't know that. I was like, "That's pretty cool." So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Audible or book recommendations. I'm always looking for something different. I like to mix up the genres. I like murder mysteries way too much, but I like historian, like like murder mysteries, like the one I just read, that The Death of Mr. Wickham. Yes. Yeah, I have a Kindle. I have a hard time reading on the Kindle. I don't know why. I it's like I either need the physical book but a physical book, and it's really rare if I get a book on Audible that I haven't read, because if I don't like it, I'm like, oh man. I know I know about the videos because I did that actually in college, because I'm one of those weird people that when I moved out on my own, like it still freaks Kendall out when he met me. I never had cable at all. I had internet, but I would never have cable or TV, like, at all. I like silence, and I was okay with being with like not having it. When me and Kendall started dating, the first thing he did when we got married was put like all the dish TV, everything, because he's into sports like none other. Like I don't think there's a sport he doesn't like. So he has to have cable and ESPN. No, I didn't even know that. Yeah, Eve Dallas and Jennifer Nketa are like amazing narrators. Like I was actually surprised. Nora Roberts had a book 2 years ago where like the main character was an Audible actress, and it was really cool because like I never even thought about that. Like these people throwing their voices, making you believe they're different people and involving their characters. Like, I don't understand why they're not having awards at these ceremonies, because some of these people, like, are amazing, just like freaking amazing. Um, Kate Redding, she's the one that did all of Anne Rice's books. Why did she get awards? Because her voices sound extremely different from each other. So, yeah, if Audible you're listening, you need to fight to get awards for these people, because sometimes people buy the books just because of the reader. And sometimes books are ruined by the wrong kind of reader, or like somebody they switch in the middle. I know there was a big my sister loved the Sookie Stackhouse novels, and I guess there was like a switch between the fifth and the sixth series where they changed actresses, and she was super mad. Like super mad. She was like, "Oh my god, it makes me not want to buy the book series because of the difference." Yeah, True Blood's amazing. The book series is good. You're not gonna ever hear me say, "Oh, the book is better than the TV show or the movie," because I think that we're going from the author's imagination to a director and a producer's imagination. So we're gonna get different things. Um, because look at Harry Potter. How many of us read the books, seen the movies, and we don't ever say, "Oh my God, the book is better than the movie," because we're getting a different perspective. Yeah, you're right. Both have their places. And I think people need to be a little bit more open in mind. And then you also have to think there's certain things they can't do on TV. Like, okay, with True Blood, in I think it was either the eighth or nine books, there was like a Fey War. So there was like a literally a war scene where like Suki is literally getting tortured for like not one chapter, like half the book, because she's half, she's one fourth Fae. And the things that happened to her, there's no way they were going to be able to put it on TV. Even on HBO, there would be no way. Even though Games of Thrones pushed that boundary where you were like, oh my God, I cannot, like the Red Wedding. There's no way you were like going to do it. Same with Games of Thrones. There's so many things in the books that are not in the TV series because there's no way they can translate that to TV. I didn't know. It was my friend Christina, and if you're going to Texas, that's who's going to be my buddy. We're going together on that one. Yes, Sumnator is my sweet spot is 1.15. Yes. Um High pitch or slow readers, yes. Um yeah, like yes, you're right. No, I'm trying to think. I have a lot of Kate Redding. I need to Google her to see what she looks like, or if she has done any interviews, because she was also the narrator in Wheel of Time, and we all know that that's like 28 books, like so many books. Like I was watching. I don't watch TV often, but when I do, I like to binge. But when I found out they were doing the Mayfair Witches, I was like, I'm gonna watch. I've read the book series. I read it like every few years. And it is different. One of the characters in there is a mixture of Michael and Aaron Lightner, and it's a whole different name. And people were upset that there wasn't Michael. Um, and I'm like, you have to like not think it's the book series. Yeah. Yeah. I know Teresa J.K. Rowling just kind of ruined it for me. Um, her views, she should have just kept to herself. I believe that you should have the right to feel and think whatever you want, but if it's going to be harmful, maybe follow that old rule. If you have nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing kind of scenario. She is very controlling over the things that she helps produce, and it's really horrible because I'm not going to lie to you, when I love Harry Potter, but Fantastic Beasts, it has like this weird place in my heart. There's something about Newt Scamander that I can relate to a little bit more, maybe because he's an adult, or maybe because he's kind of shy and introverted. And I was like so looking forward to watching all to see where it goes. But then her comment when the second movie came out, just I don't know. I don't like when people try to tell people how they should feel, treat, or what they're born, because we have no control over that. None whatsoever. So she literally broke my heart. I had to stop following her on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that, because I can't follow someone that is going to judge people like that. Like, especially because I was so happy because she made characters like Dumbledore, like, like people that are different and they were born this way. And then her comment just, yeah. Yeah, she that's exactly how I feel, Teresa. I feel like she ruined Fantastic Beasts because honestly, Newt Scamander was my favorite character because I related to him. He's an introvert and he loves animals and he's really nice and humble, and she had act. She had to act a donkey. She should have ran it by her publicist or something. Someone would be like, "No, you could feel that way, but don't say anything." And maybe educate yourself, because if you educate yourself on this matter, you may not feel this way. Um, yeah, she ruined it. She did. And I don't know. I haven't seen the third one because I'm still frustrated with her. And it sucks because that series can go so many different ways. There's so many characters in that book. Yeah, she ruined it. So, I mean, it just sucks. I don't want to pay money to see something and help support her. And it was crazy because my one of my children wanted to read The Christmas Pig, and there's another, she writes books under another name. And everybody was telling me to read it because it's like an adult series and it's like a mystery, murder, and paranormal. And once I found out it was her, I was like, I'm not gonna give her any money. That's the only way I can make a reaction is by, unfollowing them and not giving them my money. It's crazy. I want to go to Harry Potter and Universal, but it's controversial because for every time you pay a ticket, and then I guess there's another park within the park that you pay for, she gets a profit. And I'm just like, you're ruining everything. Like, I grew up with Harry Potter. Like, you're ruining it. So I don't know. Enough about her, because she doesn't need any more of our breath or time or effort. I want to go to Disney World without my kids, though. so, so I'm hoping Kendall's trying to go to some magical expo with me in September to Florida, and we want to go like a day or two early just to go to Disney World. Yes, it is. It very much is. And unfortunately, that's happening a lot lately. Like, I get it. I'm a person that believes in free speech, free thinking, free anything. But at the same time, I'm a person that's like, filter yourself a little bit, because you don't know who you're going to be affecting and who you're going to be hurting. So it is what it is. And it's weird because we live in a different generation, a different day and age that you would think, but no. So yeah, pretty much that is all I'm doing today is cleaning up my workroom, unpicking my tester bag and top stitching it again. Then hopefully take pictures and then chill with the dog for an hour or two while the people come in here and do whatever they do before. It's not an estimate. It's like before they fix it, they have to do like looking at levels and whatever. And Kindle's going to work with them. And then when they leave, I'm going to cut out the Erica Bowler, and I might go live in Facebook. So I'm not Facebook and YouTube while I'm putting that together. And tomorrow I have a Rosie. Um, Ironically, it's a HP one and it's getting shipped over to the UK. But this is not, my friend made the print for me, and I'm making that. So I might go live for that one. I haven't decided which one I'm going to do it for. I want to make actually a tutorial on the Rosie because that's another bag that does really well. So in my selling journey, every year I try to see what bags do the best. And for 2022, Erica Bowler is number one, Trailblazer, Ojama from Country Cow, Rosie, and there was one more. But Rosie does a lot because it's a saddle bag and it's not as big as a regular bag. It just depends on the person. But everything on the fashion runway right now is oversized bags, so that you might see an increase of people asking you to make them bigger bags. I know I've never made the apothecary. Okay, I have the pattern pieces cut out. I have not made it yet. I want to make it. I'm actually planning this weekend. Um, I'm part of Pixieville. Pixieville is a Facebook group that they have themes every week, and there's certain artists that the team members pick out to show their product for 2 months. Like, so I'm part of January and February's club. And that on Monday, the theme is Star Wars versus garden party. So people will have, like, garden party could be like Alice in Wonderland or a lot of different things. So they're going to have bags, clothing, headbands. It's different, like different things. And I basically, the people reach out to you. You pay a membership fee, like $20 or something like that, and then you are able to list 3 items within the theme each week, and people will be like, I want to buy this. You can send them a PayPal invoice and you get paid. I can go further into detail that if that's something that you're looking into. But if you're looking into it and just want to see how it works, you go join Pixieville and ask to be requested in, and then you can see how people bid on stuff and what they like and the different themes. So that's one other way I try to generate money from my business. So this week is, like I said, Tea Party versus Star Wars. And you already know all 3 items of mine is going to be Star Wars, even though I love Alice in Wonderland. But we all know, I like Star Wars. Only tattoo. Um, so there is this bag from the Bradford Exchange that always has, like, either Nightmare Before Christmas or whatever, and it's a tote bag. I actually seen a pattern that looks similar to that, and I'm going to modify it to look like the Bradford Exchange one. So that's what I want to do on Saturday. So I need to get the pattern pieces and then modify it. And then I'll show you, I'll print out a picture, or I'll have Kindle print out a picture of the Bradford Exchange bag versus the one I'm going to modify. Because sometimes I can modify things on what they look like. Like, there's a Michael Kors bag that is super popular that literally you can do with a Celine with just a few modifications. Oh yeah, Kate Daniel series. Oh my God, yes. I love I love that. Like, Curran is like absolutely goals. But Kate Daniels herself, I love her character because she's vulnerable but strong, and I'm all of anytime there's a sarcastic heroine, that I'm all about it, in dark humor, like, whatever. Pixieville is Pixieville, one word. Ville, yeah. I'll put it in when I get off here. I'll put the link to the group in the description, and you can see this is the owner picks out people. Like, she'll put in their, like, application, and you can show them, like, things that you've made. You're not guaranteed to get a sale every week. It depends on what you're having and if people are interested in it. But it's an interesting thing to keep doing different things into your group, and you don't it's not all fandom. Like, garden party can literally just be like flowers and just something like you would bring to a garden party. Star Wars is it's Star Wars. um but like, it's just different stuff. Like, this week was designer's choice, and I was actually going to make a Discovery a Witch bag, but I don't know how many people, like, read that. So I did not do that. Yeah, I don't know. That's one way you can do it, and it's pretty cool. I know I wanted to talk to someone that I know that's pretty successful on Instagram on selling, and see if I can do an interview with them. And so that way you guys can ask questions and talk to someone that is, like, successful on selling on Instagram. And it's pretty cool because whenever she posts bags, she automatically, it goes to if you click on it, it goes into her Instagram shop, and they can do that. Kindle stores them. So I have this whole cage thing on the one side of my wall, and he puts them side by side on each other, and he actually kind of puts them in like all cross bodies on this one section, all pouches on this section, all thank you gifts. Because what happens is I make thank you gifts randomly. If I'm like doing a bag today, like if I'm doing a Hobbit and there's like a little like 8 by 8 square or whatever, I will turn it into couple of keychains or the persimmon pouch, and then put it on the side so that way when someone buys from me, I can just throw a thank you gift in there. Um, yeah, he puts it all up for me. If the bag, if I know the bag that I'm making is going to be over $300, then I'll make a dust cover for it and put it up. Um, just uh, or like I'm right now prepping for a few conventions that are going to be happening between May and August. I put them in like different sides of like sides of the wall. Like this is for Awesome Con. This is for Shore Leaf or whatever. Um, or I don't start really working on Christmas stuff until July. So, because most of the Christmas applications happen between August, no, I mean April and April through August. Good morning. Oh, I know. I seen yeah, the happy toe. You're gonna. It's a good pattern. I like it. It comes together relatively quickly. I When I first seen it, I was like, oh my god, it's gonna have a million pieces, and it doesn't. Um, that's that's a really good thing. Oh, you need to go to the Shore Leaf one. I Out of every convention I ever do, the Shore Leaf is my favorite because it's more personable, and you have a you there's a real probability of you walking by and meeting a celebrity or someone from Star Trek, and everybody's really nice. The people that do that venue, I think this is their 44th or 45th year, and they're all there instead of, there are people that have passed away, unfortunately, because, 45 years, there's that's going to happen. And it's just way more personable. They're just like more attentive. I would go to that if I was not a vendor. I would go, like, when I found out about it, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Just it's There's so much to do, and then they have like it's just a great place. There It kind of reminds me, there was this place in they used to have a Doctor Who convention, and it was in Baltimore. Oh God, I wish that they still had that, because like I had a table that was like right here, and Peter, um, what is his last? Peter, he was the doctor previous to the new one. He was like sitting like less than 2 feet from me, and I was like, I'm trying not to freak out. Then I also had the woman that played Kitty and Peter, and Doctor Who. She bought a bag, and she was like, "I like all your bits and bobbins." It was pretty cool. Oh yeah, I love doing lives. I think I blame this on the advent calendar, because I think I went when I didn't speak to you guys, I went through some kind of weird withdrawal because I was so hesitant to do it at first because I'm awkward and I have a really quirky personality. And then I just really like talking to you guys, and it's pretty cool because I feel like you're like Alexa, remind me to pick up my kids, or Alexa, remind me that I need to top stitch this. And then because I talk to you before I go on, I start cleaning up my work area while I'm what before you guys I come on. I know Monica said that she definitely wants to do a live with me. She's actually kind of gunning at once a month, so we have like a natural ebb and flow. Very, that's true. I agree. Yeah, I agree. Because, like, one of my favorite actors is Robin Williams, and we all know he was super quirky and had, like, I don't know. There, oh, there was a picture of him with Freddie Mercury, and I literally flipped out on the internet. Like, I flipped out. There's a picture of Freddie Mercury with Michael Jackson. Um, there's a picture with Freddie Mercury and Prince, and like I'm always like freaking out like that because Freddie Mercury is one of my favorite singers other than David Bowie. Um, and like I just love him. It all depends on what time my kids get out of the house and I get dressed. Like everybody's out of the house between 8 8:40 to 9. And if I get dressed and like the dogs are not needing attention or I don't have to do something extra, I try to hop on between 9:30 and 10. Um, that's when I try to. It's just, it all depends on the kids, their schedules. You think the older they get, the more like set their schedules are, and no, it's just more chaotic. Especially the high schooler. She's in an ARL class where it's like medical stuff. She went from going to school like at 7:45 to be having to be there at 7 o'clock, and like that. Kendall's the trooper. He's the one that gets up for that one. Yeah, their schedules are so chaotic. I know you will. You always can watch this lives afterwards, and if there's like information I don't link, just ask me in the comments and I'll link it. Um, but yes, I will link. I totally already forgot what I was saying. I'll link Pixieville for you guys. If you don't know what Shore Leaf is, I'll put it on there. If you are living in the East Coast, it might be something you want to look into, and if you're in Maryland, it might be something you want to vend at one day. Especially if you make like Star Trek stuff. If you make Star Trek stuff, you need to vend there. Like you will do well. But they also have other stuff. Like they have this candy person. Holy heck. I don't they First of all, best candy gummies I've ever had in my life. We all know that I love peach gummies. But they have different, it's just a great like a venue. And then I also tell people Awesome Con is always a nice one as well. Oh, awesome. You need to go. The people in California, you guys need to go to San Diego Comic-Con. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And if you can get in to vend, do it. And then there's also a person that's going to be going to Texas, but they're doing a retreat or something like not so magical, but they're doing something in California. I'll try to find her information there. It's like a sewing thing, and there's a lot of people that are vending there, like Zorel. There's a lot of people. There's one in California. Yeah. San Diego Comic Con was my first Comic Con because I lived in California and nothing else has compared. I've tried so many times to get into New York Comic Con. It's a really hard one to get into. There's so many talented people. The booths cost a lot of money, but I want to go. It's a weird thing. Like I want to go, but I'm afraid that I'm going to like wash out like when it comes down to revenue and spending money. Yeah. I remember, oh no, you're not old. I'm telling you. I remember I like I I went, I think San Diego Comic-Con, I think my first time I went to one was in 2001. And that was the very first one I went to, and it was like, what is this? Why is this amazing? Why haven't this been in my life the whole time? I have somebody that wants me to either do this. There's a fairy convention out here, and there's also Renfest. I do a lot of steampunk stuff, but I'm always intimidated to do Renfest because the people who there, they don't get out of character, and it makes me nervous. I'm nervous. So what happened is that you have to apply. A lot of Comic Cons, they want to have your shop that where you sell stuff at. So whether you do it on Etsy or Square or PayPal or whatever, they want to see that. And then they want to have one of your social medias, whether you do Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Then they judge you and they see whether or not you're going to be able to do it. Cons could cost anywhere from, I think the cheapest one I've ever paid for is $250 on up. And then you pay for it and then you do it. But before you apply for a con, one suggestion I will give you is, I know like everyone's like, oh, the con's this year, I want to do it. And then something happens where you don't make your booth or make the hotel fees and you're devastated. Go to the convention first and then the next year you apply, because it may not be what you want and it's not your aesthetic. I also tell people, don't do Comic Cons if you don't sew fandom bags already. Like if you're trying to make money and that's why you're trying to sell fandom bags, and it's not like something that you do on a daily basis. The people at the Comic Con, the people will know. I'll give you an example. I don't make a lot of My Little Pony, but I decided to go to My Little Pony and I made like 70 bags for it. People could tell, like when they were asking me questions about like, there's like a whole different world of My Little Ponies. So there's like furries, there is Fallout ponies, there's all this, and I had no idea. So when they were asking me questions and I was not able to answer them, people wouldn't buy for me. No matter how charismatic or how I can sell, I'm not authentically there because I enjoy the atmosphere. Does that make sense? Oh yeah. No. Well, Awesome Con, I try to bring anywhere from 100 to 150 bags. So the bags also include wallets or like pouches or whatever, but it's a variety. And then on top of it, because I've been going to Awesome Con for so long, I do have a really great following. So people will ask me to make bags for them prior. Like last year, they had everything for like the cast from Shang-Chi from Marvel. I had two orders to make the different bags to look like their armor. Um, be authentically you when you apply to cons. If you're more into one fandom, look to see if there's a con just for that fandom. Like if you're in Maryland and you're into Harry Potter, there's a Harry Potter con in Chesterfield. And it's amazing. They play live Quidditch, they have the ball, the whole 9 yards. My biggest suggestion is be a part of the thing. If you're already making like Harry Potter bags, if you're already making Doctor Who bags, then apply for these things. If that's not your personal aesthetic for selling bags, don't do the con. You're going to have, it won't be fun for you, and people will know. People like at those con, because you're dealing with a lot of people that are introverted that are going to these cons and able to cosplay, and they feel confident in their skin, so they're now socializing with other people that speak their language, so they speak the fandom, they know whatever. Like there was a booth person beside me and she was trying to sell supernatural things, but then when people were asking her questions, she couldn't answer any of the supernatural questions. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, so last Awesome Con, I think I brought 150 and I only came home with 25 bags, and then I also came home with 15 custom orders. So it like literally depends on, yeah, like my biggest fandom for 2022 was Lords of the Ring. Lords of the Ring. And then Doctor Who and HP. Yeah. No, I don't sell multiple items. I can't make things repetitive. Okay, so I can make Erica Bowler over and over again, but I only bring one of each thing. That's it. That's absolutely. I will not. I don't like. I liked every bag to be uniquely yours. So, but if let's say if I do, I don't bring anything in repetition. But if somebody sees something they want it replicated, I will make something slightly different that they probably wouldn't notice, like the thread color or the. I'll go from brown to chocolate in the for the interior because I like to make each bag slightly different. And I also like to write a number or a note in the lining inside where they won't see it. But if somebody took apart the bag, they'll be able to be like, oh, this is a Shinova bag. Like I'll put Shinova 2022 or like from last year. And I'll put like a nerdy quote from whatever, like if it's like Doctor Who, like if this bag is bigger on the inside, I'll put a nerdy quote in the inside the lining, like where the pocket is. So like if you unpick the pocket, you will see like my quote in on the back of the lining. So yeah, I do like weird. I don't like to replicate stuff. I like to make everyone's bag completely different and 100% theirs. So I don't know. You should try. Oh yeah, it's because of quilts. I like to quilt, and one day I was making this quilt. It was for a Nigerian woman, and it was like all of her kids' clothes. And then she was like, "Oh, did you sign the quilt?" And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "There's so many quilts in the Smithsonian, and it helps people that find quilts to know who they belong to if you write your name and the year." And then, sure enough, I went to one of the Smithsonian's in DC, and they had some quilts and they were able to say who they were from because of like their certain style, or they'll sew, they just hand embroider like their initials or something in it. So I started doing that actually to my bags. And then last year I started numbering my bags on the inside as well. Like I'll be like bag number 209 for 2022 or whatever. So that way if somebody, I don't know, 50 years from now my bag is in some kind of museum, they can be like, oh, that's Shinova's. So I'm not saying that my bag will be in a museum, but I'm like, just that off chance that it is, it'll be awesome. Numbering them also helps too, because if you, that's why I told you when Christina gave me that idea about the Polaroid thing that you could print out from your phone and stick it in the thing, I was like mind blown, because sometimes I have people that be like, oh, I was in Awesome Con 2019. Do you remember me? And you're like, no, but I can remember a bag. Like numbering them. So like taking pictures and numbering them, I think might be my 2023 goal. I'm starting to work on my collection for I'm trying to get into I BlurCon always wants me to come, but they wait until like 2 weeks before, and there's no way I can do enough. BlurCon is a black Comic Con that's similar to Awesome Con, but they always, I hear the most awesome things about them in DC, and I never was able to get into them. And then last year they were like, we want you, but it was like 2 week notice, and I can't. I need months so I can put together a collection. Yep, always label your quilt. Yep. So that, because that's what I, when I found that at the Smithsonian, I was like, well, we should do that with bags. So I write inside the lining, and inside the lining on the outsider part that you won't see unless you open up the bag from the zipper. That's, and then you'll see, because somebody actually questioned that. They noticed it in one of my bags that I was sewing, and I was like, yeah, I usually put like a little note or something, or like this bag caused a lot of heartache and pain, or like something quirky. And yeah, that's, so it's important. And if you're a person that doesn't want to have like tag labels like the one from Heartwood and Hyde, you might want to look into something with like a fabric label, and or something where you could write with a permanent fabric pen like the year or something. You can stick it inside the bag as a label, and you never know, your bag might be something that's in a museum 100 years from now, and people can be like, yeah, this is a blah 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 original. Like they were saying some of Coco Chanel's original bags inside would have her signature inside a pocket. So I mean, little things, right? You never know. um yeah, that's it. So I'm going to unpick, and and retop stitch my tester bag, and then wait for my husband so that these people can come in and help fix the house. And I might hop back on because I'm supposed to do an Erica Bowler bag today. So I might hop back on so that way if you have questions on it, you can ask. And if you miss the live, don't worry, just ask questions and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Yeah. It was a nice chit chat. Thank you guys. I hope everyone has a really good day. Stay safe and make good sewing memories, okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye.